Hi. Um, Happy New Year. It's 2025. Um, I don't know what that means for you, but if it's something significant, if you're doing resolutions, good luck. You got this. Um, if not, hey, welcome. So, the title of today's video and the topic that I'm focusing on is attachment. Now, I'm somebody who has a nice understanding of attaching yourself to something, things attaching themselves to you with and without your consent, and then also detachment, which is probably my favorite part of it all. Um, Detachment and stuff is healthy. Um, it's a good thing to have in this world where people are parasitic, by nature, and they don't know how to just let go, even if they don't like you, which is weird to me because it's like, why stay attached to something that is causing you harm or not making you feel good, or making you act out of character and get out of body, People are addicted to that. Everybody thinks that this world is I won't say everybody, but we live amongst quite a few individuals who think, life is the Bad Girls Club or a reality TV show when in reality, this is real life, real, reality is, the base of that word is real, So I think a lot of people need to just get real with themselves in 2025 and they'll be all right. I come on here to you guys in full, total transparency. Um, if from some of my previous videos, I don't know if you've seen them, I talk about some pretty heavy stuff. And it may seem like I'm nonchalant about it, but it's just because, I've kind of processed all the dense emotions that are associated with those things and dealt with them accordingly. So that's why I'm able to come on here and speak to you, human to human about these topics that we all kind of deal with at some point in our lives. So anyways, attachment. To be attached to something is to group yourself in with something, or it's like your plus one, that you didn't ask for, or just a plus one that wasn't invited, or just So for instance, I'm on Threads. I'll start with the plus one that wasn't invited. So I'm on Threads yesterday, and they're talking about Doja Cat and stuff, and I have this natural inkling in me to go off when it comes to people I truly care about, and it's just Amala's my girl, whether she knows it or not, that's my homie, and I just don't think it's right. Somebody was literally commenting, okay, somebody said that she's deeply attached to incel culture. But nothing about her gives that. Just because somebody and I've dealt with this too, which is why I can speak on it. Just because somebody says that they play video games or have played video games in the past or they play a certain game, doesn't mean that you get to group them in with you and all your incel brothers, and you guys don't even like women. Something about me is I never want to be the exception to anybody's weird cult. I don't want to be, oh, well, she's the exception. She's the one who can go. Or she's the one who can hang with us. She can sit with us because, she's cool. Because, no, I'm not going to be your fucking mascot for bullshit, I'm not, and if you know anything about incel culture, it's just a bunch of self-hating, chosen virgins who don't invest enough time in their self-care to essentially go out and find a mate in real life. And it's weird. It's very strange, you know, and even some of them have girlfriends, but they're just like, it's weird. They deal with a lot of covert emotions, I would say, behind closed doors with that joystick in their hand, you know. And that's not something that the general public should have to deal with, you know, but that just, you know, brings me back to the main topic of, like, attachment. That's an unhealthy attachment when you, like, feel like you can just, like, you know, group somebody in with something because they said that they play this one thing or that they do this one thing or that you've seen them, excuse me, wearing this one thing, you know? It's like, no, you know, like, I'm somebody who's been, like, grouped in with, like, racists and stuff because of things that I've said in the past. And it's just like, no, I'm not racist at all. I love being a black woman. I love all of the facets of me, whether I look like a traditional black woman or not. I love who I am, you know? So, there was a rumor, well, back when I was part of, you know, I'm not even going to get into that, because that person just would love for me to expound, and I just don't want to, so no. Which brings me to detachment. Detachment's super healthy. So the ability to not kind of associate yourself with things that you know aren't even factual is a superpower. And we all have superpowers, okay? It's really important to, like, hone in on what your gift is. Shutting the fuck up is a superpower. Learning when to speak up is a superpower. Knowing who deserves your hellos and goodbyes and who doesn't is a superpower. These things hold a lot more strength in our society than you realize, because there are people who feel entitled to you and your energy and your voice when really they're not worth a hinkling of your breath. And that's something that I've learned over time. So a lot of times people call that, oh, she's being dismissive, or she's so aloof and she don't care about nothing. No, I just don't. Because it was never my thing to care about, you know? Like, it's just fucking annoying. And that's just human nature, I guess. You know, people want what they can't have. And I said this before, I'll say it again. We're dealing with a lot of people who have never been told no in their lives. And that's not a good thing. That's a very scary thing to realize. And that's on, like, you know, consent and everything else. We're going through some pretty interesting times. I'm not even going to call them scary, but it's just really interesting as far as, like, privacy laws and the things that we sign away when we use these apps and things like that. It's just a lot. And it's just very interesting to navigate. But I said all that to say, that doesn't mean you have to be completely, like, detached from, you know, the world and people. Because there are still really good people out here who, you know, deserve your attention and deserve your time, you know. And that's something that you have to cultivate within you as far as, like, knowing who those people are. The best advice I can give you to discern that is, like, you know, notice the red flags with people. Don't try to paint them pink, you know, like, don't. It's just not worth it, because, you know, you give a snake one time to show you their fangs. Every single time they're gonna, like, you know, just present them a different way so they can bite you, you know, because they didn't get that taste that they were looking for the first time, if that makes sense, you know. So there's that. Let's see. There's a lot of people who will only be your friend to get information out of you. And that is crazy because I'm somebody who still is very childlike. And like I've said this to my babe before, like it's like we're still like the kids on the playground who are like, hey, you want to play with me? And really it's not that kind of world anymore, you know? Like, yeah, there's some people out here who, you know, you can play with and you can have a good time with, but right now is not the time. You know, as much as we like it to be, survival is key, and I'd rather not give anybody the chance to just rob me of that because I care about my life, you know. Whether they're stating it or not, we're still going through a pandemic. We're definitely still in a state of emergency. And that's not to fearmonger or like, you know, place fear in anybody's hearts, but you know, things are very dystopian in the real world right now, and that's because we're all on phones. And you know, I think the best thing that we can do is kind of practice detachment in that sense, and just like be present for the planet, you know, be present for our own lives, be present for our children. You know, listen to their little run-on sentences and stories, you know, because, you know, they're the future, you know. And right now we all need to focus on what kind of world vision we want to paint and manifest it and bring it into, you know, fruition, I guess. Make it a thing, you know, because, you know, we're all co-creating with God. You know, he created all of this, even Satan, you know. He just so happened to cast his ass out the sky because he was fucking up. So, you know, I believe in the world being, you know, a better place one day. It's going to take some time, you know, because the problem is the first, you know, step to healing is accepting things as they are. And nobody wants to really accept the fact that we're going through the pandemic, like the side effects of the pandemic still. They just want to diagnose everybody with all these different things and essentially create a new pandemic of like, oh, mental health crisis and this and this and that. And it's just like, well, that's not helping anything because you're still perpetuating the idea that everybody's sick and we're not. People just really need to get back to reality, you know. Which is going to take a lot of different ways to navigate the real world, but it's not impossible. I'll say that. That's one of those conundrums that I'm still trying to like work out in my head, you know, as to what are the proper steps to navigating the new normal, you know, because it's weird. It's really strange out here. It's like everything on the internet is like bleeding into like reality, and people are like wearing these internet personas in reality, and it's not hitting the way that they think it is, you know. Like, fuck, what is that, you know? And that's not to be judgmental or anything, but I'm being judgmental because it's like some of this shit is just not okay, you know. Some of these outfits and the popularization of things that shouldn't be popularized. Like, why are kids wearing kink, you know, culture fits? Why are, you know, kids wearing choke chains and shit like that, you know? It's one thing to be alternative, but like, no, no, you know? There's no discretion or couth anymore amongst our youth. And they're just really fast, you know? They just want to be like, so grown. I've seen people who are like not even 20 who look older than me, you know? And I'm considered like a senior citizen because I'm 33. Like, y'all, chill out, you know? Like, don't be in a rush to do this adult thing because I promise you, it's not all it's cracked up to be. But, yeah. You gotta grow up with grace. You don't have to, like, rush to be an adult or to be anything that society has kind of told you to be. Just be yourself, you know. And I feel like, oh, that's so cheesy, that's so cliche. But let's not turn your broken heart into art. Cheesy and cliche, but y'all did just that, you know, and made a lot of cheesy, cliche ass art. You know, so the least you could do is really, I feel like it's offensive to God, and it's like blasphemous when you're not tapped into your individuality, you know, because then you just become like a cookie cutter copy of who you're truly meant to be. And it's like, we don't need any more of that, you know, like we need some more originals and not copies. Yeah, it's one thing to be inspired. Cool, I see things all the time that inspire me, but I'm still gonna put my own flair to it, you know, and that's the difference. So take time to really cultivate, you know, your gifts and your talents and your style, because you're worth that time. If you can sit and scroll on social media for hours at a time, you can take time out to like design some clothes or like, you know, do something cool with yourself. Cultivate a hobby, you know, things like that. And that's on healthy attachment to self. To self. You know, it's not self-serving to, you know, love yourself and just like really tap in to everything that is you. But unhealthy attachments, attachment to the opinion of others, attachment to what other people think of you, attachments to carelessness, you know, unhealthy attachments, money. See, lately I know everybody's like chatting a bit about, you know, everybody else's money. And I think like maybe we should just stop giving a fuck. During the pandemic, I really, even before that, I've always been somebody who realized that just how much power we have to be self-sufficient. There's so many things that we can do all on our own without money. It's amazing. And I think that's why there's so much weight placed on the dollar. You know, the land provides us with everything that we need. Soil, we have water, thank God. You know, we have soil, thank God. Hopefully that, you know, Monsanto's not poisoning all of. We have, you know, air, you know, to breathe, thank God, you know. But all of these things are baselines of life and what we need to be sustainable. So take that and run with it, you know. Grow your own if you can, everything. If you like weed, grow your own. Why not? It's a labor of love. Learn how to grow fruits and veggies in your region. Why not? It's not illegal. Learn how to be as self-sufficient as possible. See just how much you can do without spending in a day. I'm somebody who grew up watching Rachel Ray's $40 a day. And when I tell you, baby, I know how to stretch 40 bucks. You know, because even, you know, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I'd often be left an allowance of $40 a day to, you know, entertain the kids with, buy dinner, and, you know, maybe get a little bit of groceries just to have to fill in the gaps, some snacks and things like that. And, you know, every time you take these kids out the house, they want, you know, I want Sonic's, Mom. I want McDonald's. We got food at home. You know, pack some snacks, you know, pack some chips in a little sandwich bag, bring some bananas, you know, grab some granola bars. Like, just start bringing your own stuff, guys. We're going to go back to, like, sack lunches in this bitch, like, whatever we got to do at this point. Because it's like, the fast food isn't even giving, if we're going to be real about it. It's not even doing what it's supposed to do. It's truly just fast. It's not even food anymore. So, we got Chipotle at home. We got it all. It's all at the crib. It's just a matter of making it. Whatever it is that you want to satisfy your cravings, you know, make it. Make it. Make it. So yeah, maybe it would just change a lot if we stopped giving a fuck about other people's money, you know, that they don't plan to share, because really they're not entitled to share it, you know, no matter how they earned it, whether it be, you know, in a wicked way or like, you know, legit. It's just none of our business, you know. So that's their money and they want it now, so let them have it. And we're gonna mind our business with our non-existent class money. You know, I can't even say middle class or low class. There's just no class. How about that? Because classes and class systems are literally rooted in money. So what the fuck do we need that for if we don't care about it? And that's on detachment. But yeah, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. You guys have a good day.